Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Decorative Survival, except this isn't really in survival mode because I'm in a creative copy of this world because this is a world tour. And I also decided to put on Distant Horizons because it looks cool and I can see my other village, which I can't normally see even with a 32 chunk render distance. So instead, I can see 192 blocks, all the way to the jungle I went to once over there, the first shipwreck that I found the coast armor trim in over there, and a pretty cool village that was right next to some extended mountains but managed to not get onto any of them. Anyway, to start off this world tour, I will be starting in my currently finished spruce village and farm. So yeah, this is the spruce village. It has a fishing place, a church, a inn, with a church with a bell tower, and of course a little place for signalling in case it gets attacked to the other town over there, and of course a small wall, as well as a bridge to access it. Then there's the farm over here, which can be accessed from within the village, apart from the fact that it's blocked up with trapdoors, because otherwise the villagers like to wander out there and it's not quite so safe as the inside of the village. And this is the farm. It has 5 fields of wheat, 2 fields for sheep, 1 empty, 1 full of sheep for them to kind of be able to switch around in. Same for cows, 1 field for cows, 1 field without cows. A rather large looking house until you realise that it's got 2 animal pens in the back and a large amount of storage for hay, which does mean that actually it's probably no larger than some of the houses in the village and loses all of its attic space. Then there's the mill over here, which has a little water wheel, which I think is reasonably good, but I'm not completely sure about. I'm not very good with water wheels. And that is the entirety of this village. It's designed to be kind of a quiet part of the village over there, so kind of it's designed to share a lot of stuff with that village and be very close. And then there's this bridge, which is very inconvenient for boats, and I might want to consider raising a block, but that's probably not going to happen right now. And then we can travel down this path, which I think is quite nice and windy, over to the other village, which I kind of didn't like the wooden roofs of, which is why the other village doesn't have wooden roofs, because I decided that they blended into far too much with the rest of the house. And that's also why over here the stonemason doesn't have a wooden roof, because I built it far later. The rest of this village, the inner bit is designed to be quite closely packed, and then eventually they built another wall, and then a lot of people built far larger houses because there was plenty of space. There's also some large fields out here, and smaller fields over there. And this mountain, which I think it was my first time doing reasonably good terrain. I was trying to model the ins and outs to kind of be the way that water would flow down the mountain, so it would kind of wear away a bit and then all of the other water would go in and also then wear away that bit, and so there'd be these higher bits and lower bits. Although I think I might have made that bit a little too steep. I think it was nice when it was small, but it got a little too far when it got large. over here is a farmhouse with a sail. So it's got a sail-powered mill, apart from, of course, there's no actual mill because mills don't actually work in Minecraft. This is kind of designed to be the spot which you would put the grain in for it to be ground into flour. And, of course, there was this farm, which has 3 potato fields, and should probably be gone back to because the top of this landscape should probably be finished. There is, of course, my house, which I redid a lot of times because I didn't like it. So it's now in a much newer style. Unfortunately, mobs spawn on the roof. I might need to counter that by putting some glow lichen up there, but I think I will leave it the way that it is for now, and of course contain my llama collection, which is a little amusing, and I probably need a better space for it than within the dining hall. This is the house, and I really liked the downstairs, which is all chests and a neat little hidden skeleton spawner with a skeleton that I somehow managed to get to pick up a sword. I'm not sure whether that was a bug or just something that was a feature. I'm not sure if it still exists either, but I think they make skeletons prefer bows now. And then there's also this little balcony viewing platform, some more chests up here for less bulk items. Then there's the attic up here, which has a bed and is largely empty apart from that. The downstairs, which has a lot of bedrooms of different sizes and qualities. There's then also in here, which is an empty room for some reason, and the main bedroom, which could have a fireplace on it but doesn't. And then there's also the little kitchen with a campfire and a little grating on top of it to put food. My pet camel, which I got from over there. You can't really see it. Actually, you can just barely see it. Off in the distance, there's a savannah, and then slightly further, there's a little grey piece of landscape, and that is the desert. Oh, and then there's the slightly denser district here, which just slowly peters out because there probably wouldn't need to be that many places there. I might want to consider extending that, but I kind of consider this largely finished, and anyway, it's nice to have a little bit of landscape. There is then also this little dockyard, which has a bunch of varying sized ships for varying sizes of passage, and an ocean that really, really annoys me because it's mostly contained. There is actually no ocean that leads to that ocean. This is something that really always annoys me. Alright, so that is probably going to wrap this episode of special decorative survival creative thing. I'm going to call it decorative survival, even though technically this is a creative copy. So yeah, don't forget that all normal videos will have wrapped up by the time that this is posted, so, and won't recommence until probably the first week in February, if all goes to plan. So yeah, that is going to wrap up this episode. Thanks for watching, and yeah, a Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.